A new video shows the abduction of 7-year-old Jamal White before he was found safe.
And what prosecutors say his uncle was shooting during the search. Fox's Bria Jones is here with the disturbing images we're now seeing, Bria.
A warning for our viewers at home, Ben. These videos behind me, they are graphic. They may be disturbing for some. One shows the 7-year-old boy being snatched while riding a bike in front of his family home. The other shows the next day when police say his uncle opened fire on people trying to help. Alarming new video shows what prosecutors say is the uncle of Jamal White, a Milwaukee boy abducted and later found safe, firing shots towards volunteers trying to find him.
I was just in shock. You could literally help somebody and still be a target.
This man doesn't want to be identified, but it was this sound that pulled at his heartstrings. The screams of 7-year-old Jamal White calling out for his father near 61st and Eustis. Fox 6 also obtained this new surveillance video showing two people jumping out of a Jeep. White, who was on a bike in front of his family home, tries to run when someone grabs him and throws him in the car. The now canceled Amber Alert was issued late Friday night. White was found the next day. Milwaukee police say he was released to Child Protective Services.
To hear that little boy scream out for his daddy, you know, and the way he sounded, it was just like, yo, you got to get up and look, search around, you know what I mean, and try to see, you know, if you can find something.
He says he and his 16-year-old son drove to Houston Saturday morning. He says he drove around to make sure he was in the right area and then tried to park.
As soon as I was able to see this guy running, he turns around, aims his gun at us and starts shooting.
27-year-old Jamal White was arrested. White told detectives he was scared for his family.
Shook my son a little bit. You know, it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth to help him.
Thankfully, police say no one was hurt. White is charged with 2 counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety. His cash bond was set at $20,000. Kim?
All right. Thank you, Bria.
All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. This is a very polarizing story that many people have sent me of 7-year-old Jamal White, who was kidnapped. You see him being kidnapped on tape at gunpoint in the presence of what it looks like either his father or his uncle. And you see the uncle has since been charged with shooting at a man who pulled up to help them. Now, also, his mother, and this is a picture of her, Shavon Williams, and this man, Corey Williams, have also been arrested and charged. Now, their charges have not been released. But as you see, Corey Williams and Shavon Williams, who is his mother, looks very similar. So that may be her brother, which adds a lot of more wrinkles to this story. And I thought it strange that when they rescued the boy, they said the boy had been released, but nobody was arrested. Now, they do say they have a 25-year-old in custody, but they have not released his picture. Now, I don't know if they're talking about the 25-year-old Jamal White, if I'm not mistaken, who was charged with shooting at the men who came to the house to help look for them. Now, I can understand why he may have been shooting, because it looks like that is the house where the child was abducted from. So if he sees somebody park up the street and goes to walking towards the house, that is the same tactics that the kidnapper used. So they may have been looking at cameras. Hey, who was these guys? So they've already had mass armed men coming to their house. So, you know, they may have been on high alert. I think you see a woman looking and peeking around the corner. So as he said, he was afraid for his family. Now, the father has also came out with a post. He has been under fire for running when the men came with guns. And here's what he said in a Facebook post. It's from Mall 785. I don't know if that's the area code for Wisconsin, but he says, yeah, I ran. I'm thinking they trying to rob me, not take my baby, y'all. Y'all slow. We both alive, and my baby tried to get away like I told him. God had us the whole time. Obviously, I did right by my baby safe. And so that is what he had to say. Now, of course, a lot of people would be, on his top, as they say, for running and leaving his kid outside. But he said he thought they was trying to rob him. Now, once again, if you thinking somebody trying to rob you, masked men, I don't know, you may be involved in some illegality. Now, I don't know. Every time that somebody tried to rob me, I was doing something I ain't have no business. Not saying that he is, but so there's the aspect to the case, and you will see that they said that the father or the brother. Now, this next article is going to say the brother was traveling behind him and was not able to get to him in time before the robbers kidnapped him, which leads me to believe those robbers knew what kind of car his father had, and they knew, okay, right when to go get him in time enough for that car not to be able to stop them. But one article said it was the father. This article, I think, says it was the father's brother. Just listen to this.
And breaking news at 5, new video tonight showing the moment someone kidnapped a Milwaukee boy at gunpoint, sparking a statewide Amber Alert over the weekend. He is safe tonight, but friends and family and police spent nearly 24 hours Friday into Saturday searching for 7-year-old Jamal White. 12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live at the Milwaukee County Jail tonight. And Hannah, police have someone in custody.
Right, Blake, a 25-year-old man is right now in custody here in connection to this abduction, but police tell me he did not act alone. A terrifying abduction caught on camera. Someone sprinting with 7-year-old Jamal White in their arms, putting him into a white Jeep.
I'm glad he's okay, but it's kind of like, I still can't rest, because who would do something like this to a 7-year-old?
This new video 12 News obtained Monday shows the Jeep parked on the side of the street Friday night. It starts to move as Jamal is spotted riding his bike on the sidewalk, returning from a nearby park. The boy's aunt says her brother was driving the sedan, following alongside his young son. The camera catching the white Jeep turning around, then later blocking the end of their driveway. 2 people got out of the Jeep simultaneously. One, who appears to be holding a gun, tried following the man into the house. The other chased the little boy down the driveway. Seconds later, the suspect comes back into frame with Jamal in his arms, putting him into the Jeep. Do you have answers as to why in the world this happened yet?
We don't have any answers, and I feel like that is what is bothering the family a lot. I feel like a lot of us are unsettled.
Unsettled as family is seen running out of the home. The boy's father spotted slamming his arms on the trunk of his car. That was about 7 p.m. Friday night. The state not issuing an Amber Alert until 5 hours later, around midnight. Eventually, after a harrowing all-day search on Saturday,
they got him, y'all.
Police recovered the boy in a home near 39th and Lloyd around 6 p.m. Saturday, 7 miles away from home.
We literally cannot thank the community enough, because I genuinely feel like if it wasn't for everybody just caring about this 7-year-old boy, we probably would not have found him.
Just a terrifying 24 hours. Hannah, police have yet to reveal a motive.
Right, Blake, and same goes for the relationship, if any, between these suspects and Jamal's family. That family does tell me that Jamal is right now with Child Protective Services as this investigation continues for police. They are hoping to reunite with him soon.
All right, Hannah Hilliard live for us in Milwaukee tonight.
All right, so in that news report, you hear Simone White. Once again, that is on the father's side. The father's name is Jamal White. And so evidently her brother was driving the car where you see the young men get out and kidnap. And now police say they have a 25-year-old man in custody, and they say he did not act alone. Now, that article, I think, was from 2 days ago or yesterday. Now, today, the mother is being arrested, and also what looks to me like the brother of the mother. Because her last name is Williams. That is Shavon Williams, and this is Corey Williams. They have been arrested. Their charges have not been released. But being as though they have a man in custody and they're saying he did not act alone, only leads me to believe that he may have said, okay, look, the mama and them got me to do it. Now, I didn't know at the beginning whose house that was, whether the mother and the father is still together. What it looks like, they are not. That is the father's house. You don't see, or you didn't see the mother and the father together. You know, most of the time they have them on the news, bring our baby back, yada, yada, yada. You never saw that. And so, once again, it's strange that they said they found the person at a house. Some reports say that several children run out of the house and there were several people there. And so, again, everything looks strange. It looks like because the mother has been arrested and what looks like her brother has been arrested, that it may have been a plot to quote unquote kidnap the baby, hold him for ransom. I don't know. You see the uncle coming out the crib shooting. They think they getting robbed the first time. Now they think somebody coming back. So this whole thing is actually a mess. That's why I waited a few days to kind of really dig into it. But there's a couple of more people that I've seen hinting on this, talking about this today after the recent announcement of the mother's arrest and also what looks to be the mother's brother's arrest on the other side, the maternal side of the family have been arrested, possibly in connection with this case. I'm going to show you this lady who's trying to put everything together like we all are. And this is fair use. I'm using this video for educational and commentary purposes only. So just take a look at this and, you know, follow along as well as you can as she attempts as well to put this story into some context.
Players, what is going on in this Jamal White abduction case? So now the mama has been arrested? Y'all, we have no information from the Milwaukee Police Department. The charges are pending on her, so not sure what's going on. We saw the video yesterday of the father abandoning his son, running inside of the house. He's trying to defend that boy. And now the mama has been arrested. And I'm going to keep it a stack. The dude that got arrested has that was supposedly in the house with the boy looks similar to her and has the same last name. Something is stinking. Y'all, let's talk about this. So as we all know, on Friday, 7-year-old Jamal White was abducted in front of his home. He was riding a bike down the street. The car followed him down the street. And then when he got to his home, his father was there. And we saw him run into the house and close the doggone door and didn't even get in his car after the abduction to try to find his son. What is up with that? So the baby was located the next day on July 12th at around 6:37 p.m. Now, according to local news reports, a 25-year-old was arrested at that home that the child was found in. Now, no charges have been filed against that 25-year-old. Now, the congregation of the internet streets is saying that this is the person that they found in that home. However, Double D can't find any information to substantiate that claim. They say it's 25-year-old Corey Williams that the baby was found with. Now, this person is indeed in custody. However, there are no charges, and the police are very tight-lipped on this situation. Also, Jamal's uncle, which is his father's brother, Jamil, was arrested for firing a weapon while they were searching for Jamal. He's been given a $20,000 bond. He was charged with endangering the safety with a dangerous weapon. So the father, Jamal White Sr., is trying to defend himself after we all have seen the video of him cowardly running into that house and leaving that baby outside to fend for himself. He says, hell yeah, I ran. I'm thinking they trying to rob me to take my baby. Y'all slow. We both alive, and my baby tried to get away like I taught him. God got us. I did right by my baby. Safe. He also had this to say. You guys can pause to read. According to local news reporting, Jamal, the 7-year-old, is currently in the custody of Child Protective Services. So now the mama has been arrested. I'm going to keep it a stack with your players. I really don't know what's going on with this case. All I know is something is stinking in this water. No charges have been filed against the mother or the person who was in the house where Jamal was found. There's no charges at this time. And again, the Congregation of the Internet Streets is saying that it's Corey Williams. However, I don't have any evidence to substantiate that. It could be true. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just telling you guys what I found on social media. So, players, you guys put your thoughts in the comments. And look at the similarities between Shavon Williams and this Corey Williams. Let me know what y'all think. Put it in the comments.
All right. And so I am going to second that sentiment. You cannot deny the similarities between Corey Williams and Shavon Williams. Now, both of them have freckles. And if you know anybody with freckles, freckles run in families. Now, once again, all of this that I'm saying is alleged. I'm not saying any of this true. This is just me trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. If the mother has been arrested and what looks like the mother's brother has been arrested, I could only assume that they have been arrested with the connection of the 7-year-old Jamal White's kidnapping. Also, due to the fact that the child is in CPS custody, the child has not been released to the father. Anytime that a child is kidnapped, you would release the child back to the family. Now, you saw the post where Jamal was saying, look, even the police, they treat me like a suspect. Y'all go ahead with those crazy narratives. That may be a reason why they are not releasing him, because they suspected him initially as being a culprit, even though he was right there. Also, I feel like he may be in child protective custody because, once again, the mother is being arrested for having possibly her brother and some other cats kidnap him. And he was found in the possession of possibly her brother. And so therefore they say, okay, we don't know what these people got going on. We're going to keep this baby until we figure out what's what and who's who. But this information just got released today. Once again, the mother, Shavon Williams, and what looks like the mother's brother, and we put these pictures up again, have been arrested. No charges have been released. They say charges are pending. You don't get arrested if charges are pending. You definitely, every time I got arrested, there were no charges pending. Those charges were on the books. And, they handed me papers after they took me to the magistrate office, and I went to that jail cell and I folded up the papers and put it up under my mattress, and went to sleep or called a bondsman or started praying. They got out of jail. Every time you're arrested, I've never been arrested and charges were pending. Every time I was arrested, charges were substantiated. So, maybe they're trying to hold off, for maybe more people are involved in this conspiracy. I think, once again, as you can tell by the title, I think that, this is possibly the mother was involved in the kidnapping of, some allegedly. Not saying it's true, but allegedly. But y'all let me know, considering all this new information that has come out, what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see my number, 919-587-7782. I hope this family gets it together for the sake of the 7-year-old boy, because children shouldn't be, going through all of this drama, whether it's between the mother, the father, the brothers, the uncles, whoever it is. That 7-year-old boy just want to ride his bike back and forth to the park without all of this confusion. Thank y'all for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And as always, peace and blessings.